Da, 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 da. Welcome, KK.
Welcome, TT, to Raw Babes 101. We are your hosts, Miss TT and Kiki.
Cheers. Who are you supposed to be?
I was going for... I don't know.
Because if you're French, I'm offended.
Oh my gosh, that was definitely not French. What is that when you're like, I don't know.
Francois.
No, it's like...
Pepe Le Pew. He's French.
Oh yeah, I guess it's... Yeah. I don't know, but this hair is going to be wild.
Welcome to another episode. We're really happy to be here. We're on a fucking rampage right now because we are in a manifestive stage and we're creating constantly. And we are really excited to share the work that we're doing.
With
and yeah, we just have, some certain things that we want to talk about. We don't always know what we want to talk about, but you know how we do this? We go to things that are inspired. That
inspire us.
We go to things that inspire us. That helps us with our motivation
and creativity.
We don't fucking wake up motivated, guys. We know what we like.
Sometimes.
We know what we want. So sometimes what we need isn't always what we want. But I'm not going to surrender to the fact that or feed into the fact that I don't know. No, I'm going to find the thing that's going to feed the thing so the thing can become this thing.
Oh my God. The things on the things on the things.
So go within what Kristen and I like to do. Sometimes we like to pull out our deck of cards.
Yeah, let's share exactly what we did to get what we're talking about today.
I put mine away. Oh, yeah. But the cards that I pulled, because like Kristen and I, we've been coming up with our own notes and just collaborating in that way, doing things a little bit different. But my card did not, it wasn't what I'm going to talk about, but it triggered something in my brain.
Okay, let's hear it now.
Sometimes
Jesus loves me.
Sometimes you get these messages and you're like, I don't know what that means.
Computer G D Locklia Jai. Computer says no.
And this goes with it's something I want to talk about.
Okay.
It's a great segue. So the segue is what? Is that hot?
It's hot.
It's hot, motherfucker. Kristen made herself a beautiful
Sensations.
Isn't that got ashwagandha in it?
Lion's mane.
Are you gonna get tired?
No, lion's mane is for the bring out the Chinese zodiac tiger in me, girl.
Yeah, you need more of it. So getting back to it, now
ready? 1, 2, 3, and massaging. And
okay,
activate.
For a long time, I was not woken up. Like I just was living for my children, getting up, doing the things that I think I needed to do just to so that we're surviving. We're healthy. I don't know. We're doing the things with the kids.
Living for friends, living for the drama, living for the party.
Getting distracted.
The distractions, the drama. Oh, hello, drama.
I was never really much for drama, but I lived in a world of aloof, where I was aloof to things that were happening around me. And then when things would happen, I'd be like, oh my God, I had no fucking idea. What? Okay, that was drama. But in terms of creating drama or whatever, that was not my thing.
No. But it was there.
Yeah, certainly.
Because it's the frequency.
Well, so many things would come up, feelings, and none of which ever helped me to raise my highest self. If anything, it was low self-esteem. I was confused on my purpose. Mm-hmm. I held a lot of resentment towards my partner, my mother, my family. I was hanging on to a lot of anger, hate, blame. Over the years, I've certainly worked through these triggers. Yes. Kristen and I have talked about the first thing that we did together that was a huge conduit to the work that we're doing now. And that was landmark. And we learned that the world is bigger than us, than our stupid little bubble and all the little dramas that happen within our bubble.
Yeah. All our conditioning that keeps us conditioned and small.
That's right.
And like this.
So I really fucking struggled through those parts for a really, really long time. But yet, there was this voice inside of me that kept pulling me to do things that I couldn't make sense of, that I didn't fucking want to do. And I didn't understand why I had the calling to put myself on social media in the way that I had been doing. I didn't understand why. Like, I don't want to fucking share what I'm doing. Like, it's not important. Like, but you know,
that was the story you were telling yourself.
That's what I was telling myself.
So you had these like pulls.
Yeah, I had these pulls to
fear
to share.
It was like, shh, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But then something keeps going, yes, you do. And then you're like, no, but it's scary over there.
Yes.
I can't step
it
over
wasn't
there.
Even, yes, you do. It was a knowing, and it was a calling. It was a concept. I had no words to it. It was just kept pulling me, and it kept pulling me towards this work. Looking back to the situations where it was really hard, and just kind of surrendering to the fact that I don't always have it together, and situations happen that are totally out of our control. But it's really what we do with our time after that is what really matters. And for me, I still lived in that lost mind frame on what to do next. So I literally would just give in to this fucking calling. I would, before I started any of my businesses, I was listening on to how to start a business. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. I was listening to how vloggers start businesses, how to create courses. I was taking courses. I didn't even know, I was in mastermind groups. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even have a business. I had no idea.
I actually remember this conversation when you said, Kristen, I'm like in these businesses and I don't have a business, and I'm sitting here with people that are having these crazy businesses.
Yeah.
That's
and I was
perfect.
the only one that didn't have it.
Perfect.
Because I was always in search, not in search, but I was just patiently waiting for what it was that was my purpose. What was I supposed to do? So the point of me telling you this is that being pulled towards something that doesn't make sense, go towards that. You don't have to make sense of things. No. You're not supposed to understand everything. Some things are meant to be a surprise, and some things are meant to be discovered.
Yes.
Right?
The unknown is the most magical place, I'll tell you guys. It's so awesome.
I mean, there's a knowing in, not, like I said, not with words, but concept. But then there's also like thinking that you know, and that's ego. Yeah. Ego, it can, develop the fear in you, pull you back, keep you small.
Ego's the one that wants to change control and figure it out. Yeah. And that's the one you say, hey, ego, jump in a race car. I'll paint it pink. I'll shine up the freaking car. Really? And you go and win that motherfucking race for me.
How many times around the track?
I'll call you back when I'm ready.
I'm in.
So you go win. And you tell your ego to go do that while you can keep getting on with your day. Because I'm telling you, it serves its purpose, but we also need to tell it where to go at times.
This is true. And there is definitely a balance with anything. And I do think that even having an ego and whatever sort it is, there is, like you said, there are benefits to it, and it does have a role to play. Yeah. But you don't want to make that louder than, what your purpose is. Like, what's going to raise you to the vibration to lean you towards what you're supposed to do? Maybe you don't know what you're supposed to do. Can you add to that?
Yeah. It's kind of, we touched on this a little bit. Yeah. But doesn't hurt to refresh. It's like, take note in a day of what makes you feel good. Lean towards that. Yes. So it could be a friend that comes to you that's all of a sudden like talking to you about, I'm going to use an example. I will never forget this day. The moment it was the summertime, I was walking up on my back porch and Tiffany calls me with this crazy shit that happened in her life. I was like, it's time. I'm like, Tiffany, the universe has done this. It's ripped the carpet out from under you for you to reach out and talk to Lisa.
And this wasn't a language that I was used to hearing. If anything, it triggered me. Yeah. Because I'm like, I wanted to rebel. I wanted to act with an anger. I wanted to...
Towards the other person. Yeah. You wanted to get back and get even and be like, no, this isn't okay. And then I was like, hey, one day we're going to talk about this and you are going to thank that person for doing what they did because look at the direction that you've taken. And I will honestly say that 2 years ago, now a year and a half maybe, life-changing.
Oh my God.
And I then go on the spiritual side even deeper. You chose for that event to happen in your life and for that person to rock you, to wake you. If it has the ability to rock you, it has the ability to wake you if you let it. Feed into the fear, feed into the healing. Your choice.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a tipping point, big milestone in my life. And then I think about the few years before that and hitting any
11/11.
Any heartbreaks there. Yeah. And those were also to get me ready for all those things. So now I can look back and I'm like, oh, there's the puzzle.
There it is.
It all came together.
Oh, so perfectly.
That is a totally now it's a totally different chapter of my life. Now I'm moving.
I'm having serious, like, people that are watching this episode are like, stop touching your fucking hair. No, I'm judging myself right now because I just can't. This is hilarious. Sorry, T. Sorry, guys. I've got some
hair-ish. It's doing its own thing.
Yeah, it's happening for me me to let go.
Yeah, let go
just let it be. My foot falls off the table. Yeah, just let it rock out with its socks out.
So, how do you know when you're on the right track?
I'm ready for this.
Well, when you're on the wrong track and you're living in drama, ego, all those things, you will not notice this. You won't. But to know that you're on the right track, you're going to find signs and synchronicities to the things that you're doing throughout the day. And when you get those, I want you to observe your thoughts and feelings during that time, before, during, and after. Take a recording of that. It's a fucking puzzle. Mm-hmm. It's a goddamn riddle, I tell you.
It is.
And it's fun. It is fun. I like riddles. I like the unknown. It's almost like, what are those secret rooms and you gotta...
Oh, when you have to work with a team to try to unlock or
yeah.
It was almost there. The blot room.
Yeah.
It's blot room.
Something, yeah. You just got a list of things that you got to figure out. Lots of cool
everyone's listening, they're like, it's called the escape room.
Thank you.
Yay!
What? Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. I had to just, oh my gosh. Wow.
That's what it's like. And looking back now, I can fucking really appreciate that. Because now I can tell you from experience, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
So to know how else you're on the right track.
Hold on. Teal Swan said something.
Oh, what is it?
It was dope. And I posted it. It was about synchronicities. And just because you're seeing synchronicities, it's awesome. But what do we automatically want to go? And we want to say, oh my gosh, we're on the right track. It means that, yes, we're doing it. We've nailed it. Yes, definitely. Also notice when you're getting a lot of signs and symbols and different things, it's the universe, your team, however you want to look at it, yourself, your higher self, is saying, pay attention to something because something needs attention or something needs to be looked at. Because it doesn't always have to be like, yay, you're on the right track. It could be like, hey, I'm just doing what I can to bring attention and awareness to something. Majority of the time, you'll just know. Like Tiffany and I, we were in the kitchen today and we're getting ready and we're talking about what we're going to talk about. And she pulled a card, I pulled a card, I'm writing stuff out. And I look at the clock and I'm like, Tiff, what does the clock say? 1:43. And we're like, woo! It's just a celebration. You know when it's the moment of like, yes, you've got that feeling you're on the right track.
That feeling, I think that needs to be stored in your memory bank so that when you are in a situation and another opportunity arises, you want that feeling. Mm-hmm. That's the feeling that you're kind of going for. Otherwise, it might still be hazy, and maybe you shouldn't go that route.
Yeah, for sure.
With the lessons in this comes to another topic, and then we'll get into yours. Or do you want to go back and forth?
Just go.
Okay. Another big lesson that, especially with my business, being a personal trainer, health and fitness coach,
and spiritual advisor. Come on.
I know. Like I really
forget it. You just are leaving this whole piece out, and it's very magical, and it's a big piece of you.
You're right.
It's a big piece of you.
You're right. I do have an array of things that that I'm actually quite capable at and quite good at, and I actually have not displayed all of those at once yet. Mm-hmm. I do have a little bit of it in my bio, the link in my bio on my Instagram. If you go to the bottom, there's a link and it's beacons. And I do talk a little bit about the Reiki and the energy exchange and stuff like that. I think that's a good indication that I do this kind of work, especially with the podcast links down there and everything. Like, come on. Yeah. But what I have learned, and these were hard lessons in my life, but now this is a really essential in the business that I do. And actually, I've given this advice to my husband, who runs a multi-million-dollar company. Do not extend your energy with the other hand that does not meet you halfway. This is a perfect example of the work that I do, work Kristen does, is you need to give yourself a graduation process between each thing, or give it to someone else. You give someone a text, they text you back. You call someone, they call you. You ask someone to hang out, then eventually they should ask you to hang out.
It's a great energy exchange. It's an exchange.
Exactly. So when I get first a client that hasn't, like, I've had to learn this. Like, I've been perfecting my practice over the course of the year. So I'm sorry if you're an old client and you didn't receive this, but when I get a new client, there's a process that I put them through now, instead of just giving all of my all to them right from the get-go, and they're not even ready to receive that information. So now my clients need to do certain things in order to work with me. If you don't do those things, you don't work with me.
Requirements.
It's just the way. I'm sorry, not sorry, but I need you. If you want my full effort and energy, you're gonna have to kind of match mine,
or meet
me. You can even match me with the fact that you're just willing to take any advice, not any advice. You're willing to take my advice and my leadership.
Yes.
You're willing to surrender and just have it. But until then, I'm not sure I can help you.
Because you need to help yourself.
Yes.
And it's the same, Tiffany, as the universe. If you're wanting all these things in your life, and new love, and all this abundance, you gotta meet them halfway. They can't give you what you're not giving yourself. How can that exist?
Yeah.
If you don't put gas in your car, it ain't going anywhere, but the fucking car is there for you to drive. Just do something about it. Give in a bit.
A bit. I bet. And I do, in the single life and, all this, I do understand that there is a level of game that you need to put on the table. Like, you got to have a little game in terms of, you have a date with someone. Do you text them back after a day or a few days? If you do it after a few days, it means this. If you do it right after the date, it means this.
And I have something to say about that.
And you know what? There is a level of that where it is appropriate, but to do it for the reasons of you're just trying to make someone fucking suffer, or you're trying to prove a point, or you're just trying...
It's not authentic.
It's not authentic.
Take off the mask.
Yeah.
Take off the mask.
That's when it's just got to go, right?
Yeah.
This is who I am. I've never fucking showed up that way. I never been a good game player. I literally just operate with my heart.
You lay it on the table.
I just do.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I've had to let my ego go. I've had to let it go and not take it personal if I don't get the response that, the same, if someone's not meeting me the same way. And that's fine. Like I have to be okay with that. But you also need to make effort.
Yeah.
You got to make effort, and breaking through old habits and change takes effort because it's fucking hard. We're humans of habits of humanity. What?
Yeah.
No. Anyway,
yeah, it's good. I liked it.
So to break those habits, they're hard. Fucking do it. Stop playing the fucking games. Meet someone halfway if you're called to do it. If you do not align, be honest.
Yeah. Don't
fucking ghost, man. Like, this is... Sorry, that was a boogie. This is a pet peeve, and I had to go real deep and go within, to really fucking check my ego on this.
What?
Being ghosted. And I know that, like, I had to learn this through other people's experiences because I never did this. But I know that, like, people ghost because you're worried that whatever you say or do could be confrontational. It's not. If anything, you not saying anything, it's only if it's coming from love. My God, it's different if you got someone fucking chewing you an asshole online or whatever. You do not need to respond to that shit.
No, just cancel, clear, delete,
hex. Do not respond to hate. Like, absolutely not.
No, you don't meet them and you won't get anywhere with that.
But when it comes to messages,
Something came to my mind. So when Tiffany's saying about ghosting and messaging, it's basically... Hold on. I lost my train of thought. It was perfect. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was not meant to be said.
That's okay.
Hold on. When you were saying about messaging... Oh, here it is. Use this opportunity to evolve. So somebody's messaged you. You don't like what they've said. You are uncomfortable with what they said. And the immediate response is no response. Maybe you need a few moments to calibrate, think about what you'd like to say, maybe calm down. Perfect tools to use. Use this opportunity as a way to evolve within yourself. Everything is always a mirror. What is this person triggering within you that needs to be healed? Maybe it's a boundary that needs to be placed. So if Tiffany messaged me and said something that wasn't in alignment with me, take that moment, message her back and say, you know what? This isn't serving me and my highest good in this time, so I'm going to decline the offer. Thank you so much for this offer.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
I love that. You're standing in your truth.
Yep.
You're exercising that part of your brain. Just know that not saying anything...
It's a cop-out.
It's a fucking cop-out. And it looks ridiculous. It does. I'm being straight.
Unless it's coming from a place that is like hate or something else. Like it's fine to just leave it alone and just...
And you know what? If you're sitting with the guilt, I don't fucking care. That's your problem, not mine. I'm just saying that for you, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Just do not ghost because you're afraid.
Yeah. And stand in your power, speak your truth, place your boundary, and it's okay to say no. I'm going to use a perfect example. Okay, somebody messaged me on Instagram. I shared this with you. There was a gentleman and his partner that they messaged about a business opportunity for me. And they asked if I was interested in doing it. And it was joining in one of the multi-level marketing companies, which are amazing for so many people. Awesome. They came with a pitch. They offered, it would be great for you to look into it. I was direct and honest. And I was like, thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you for the kind words. I am going to decline. I'm working on my own personal self and my own personal passions at this time. Thank you. My old self would have been like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or like, they are coming out and being so nice. So I don't want to like turn them down. That was my biggest fear, was turning other people down. But I'm like, I'm not going to lose myself time and energy if I don't want to do something. Just be honest. And they're going to appreciate the honesty and the fact that I was like, thanks so much, but no thanks.
Can I ask you something? And this is also something I had to evolve on over time. Did you ever give any indication that you were even remotely interested in what they were talking about or the product that they were selling?
No. They saw
Guys, cold calling people on opportunities that they never even showed any interest. Don't fucking do it. It sounds like a goddamn script, and there's no human connection. No one is going to buy from you if you have not connected with them yet. Get with the times. This is not what we're doing anymore. Right. We're about making human connections, and that's why I'm a human connection specialist.
Woo!
I'm such a nerd. I can't even.
Oh my God, Tiff, that was awesome.
It's true though. I mean,
and it was great. You know what it was for me? It was everything is a manifestation in a mirror. Yeah. It was just a test for me to be like, girl, are you standing in your power and can speak your truth to somebody because you're not interested in joining their company?
Now, let's backtrack a little bit what we're talking about here, because it is different when you ghost someone you don't even fucking know. It is.
Yeah, but I still think I don't know that person. I don't have to respond, but I want to.
I agree.
It gave me the best opportunity to say thanks, but no thanks. It's challenging my boundaries.
Totally. But what if you get to a point where you can move on from even that? Because I think a lot of what I was speaking of is in terms if you kind of know that person and then you don't respond.
That's what you were talking about.
That was what I was getting at.
I like to respond though to all.
I know, but I started working through LinkedIn and I'm getting a lot of random pitches. I fucking pitch one person on there, okay? Just so you know. And I won't, because no one's going to go with me on a pitch. People are going to join my forces because they like the shit I'm putting out.
Yeah, and leading by example.
Takes time. Exactly.
Yeah, leading by example.
I got to walk the walk. Mm-hmm. And if you're walking the walk, that's great, but I don't know you're walking the walk. Don't pitch me if I don't know what walk you're walking.
And I think the takeaway here is
sorry.
It's okay. I was like, hello. How do I say this? So a lot of the times now, there's always an opportunity in everything that comes your way. So I take each thing as an opportunity and I think about it instead of my immediate reaction is if I'm like, oh, have you ever done Reiki healing before? And somebody's like, oh no, I wouldn't try that, whatever. Why not? Give it a try. And if you don't want to, cool, don't. But it's like, just be a little bit open-minded to the thought experiment of, it's a possibility. Even with what Tiffany's doing. I'm not close-minded to the sense of like, I'm like, oh, I would never do that. I could possibly. Anything's possible. I am not close-minded at all. But it's like, lean into something that lights that fire within you. And like when Tiffany talks about what she does and she's doing what she's doing with her community, it lights that fire, that passion in her, and she feels good. It's doing something. And so with me and the things that I do, it lights this crazy passion, like speaking, sharing knowledge, nutrition, medical medium stuff, celery stuff, all the things. Spirituality is just like, oh, I just know.
What's it like?
Oh, I'm in the right hub. So if you really got to force yourself to do something, you may not be in the right hub. And another thing, the first half of your life is basically about learning tools, learning what you don't want, getting in the dramas, the life experiences, materialism, the ego, all of that. And then the second half of your life is about using the tools that you've learned in all of the chaos. So effortlessness starts within the awakening of yourself, what drives you, what motivates you, and what moves you. So when you're in the second phase of your life, This is when change, carpet rip moments, and devastations happen to alter you onto the path of your purpose. So tap into that, lean into that more, and what sparks you, because that 9-to-5 job that is doing nothing for you, and that you are going home, and you have no passion in the same circle of the same thing, and you're bored and you're miserable in the relationship. That is a big indicator when you get depression and anxiety that there's a red light going, hello, wake up, something's not right here, let's change it, let's move it. So when you're in your purpose and your passion, there's no dis-ease, there's no uncomfortableness, there's no boredom. It's pure passion and what's igniting your soul. So when you're on that second phase of your life, that's when the effortlessness things happen. And for me, I'm going to use myself as an example. I used to do hair, and I used to be in a relationship that everything was about the other person, and everything was a distraction to Kristen, until I finally looked within and woke up and figured out, okay, well, what do I like? What do I want to do? And then that's when the process started to evolve. So the point of this is learn and take the time to discover yourself and the most painful aspects of yourself. And the things that trigger you are the ones that are going to free you because they're so painful. And that's how you learn yourself. Like, oh, that pain, that sucks, that hurts, that feels really shitty. Okay, well, what can I do to help ease that pain for myself? And as you discover that, it could be writing. You could be an incredible writer. And don't ever think that you can't be a writer. You can at 60 years old. You can at 80 years old. It doesn't even matter. Your purpose
I didn't know I
purpose.
was funny.
Yeah, well, you're so funny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had to discover that I was.
Well, the thing is, and Tiffany just said this today. She's like, maybe I'm a comedian. I'm like, 100%. It doesn't matter. At any age, you can hone any skill. Like, you can be in your work 9 to 5, and then you could decide to go and take a tarot card course or a Reiki course. Your path can be altered that fast, you guys.
I saw a florist course online. I almost took it. It was only $150.
Yes.
Right?
And everything now is at your fingertips to alter your course. Like, if you're a photographer and you're watching this right now, and that's your passion, you love taking photos, but that's not your job, make it your job. That's your purpose. You're changing and altering people's lives as well as yours.
I love that.
We're here to alter our own state, figure out our own purpose, and then also do that for others. It's just figure you, share. Figure out yourself, and then share. Back to, hold on.
Circle jerk.
I know. We were talking about something. Okay. There's another thing that is really important and a tool to let go of. This has been really difficult for me. Really difficult for me. I want to bring everybody with me. Everybody. I want to go, okay, go to this counselor, do this healing, go see Nikki, go talk to Stevie, come see me, go do this, talk to Tiff, come with me. I'm like, here, you have this room here, you have this room here. To my family, to my friends, to everybody. I have this desire, this passion, this peace and harmony where it doesn't matter who you are. You could be my ex and I am cheering you on, and I want you to come into this freaking circle and drive yourself forward with me. That's just a really big piece of who I am. And I had to learn that I need to stop trying to take everybody with me. Because in doing that, I'm spending so much time and energy that is my energy focusing on everybody else. And what is it actually doing? It's keeping me in the same damn place. So what I'm learning is I've been doing my work for the last 10 years. It's up to them to do their work for their time. Everyone is on their own chapter, and everybody's on their own story and their own evolution. So I need to love everybody for where they are and for who they are, and accept that I'm only in charge and responsible for myself. So if you're having a very, very difficult time in your relationships, or your friendships, and you're noticing some shifts and you really want them so desperately to like do the course or do that thing that you're doing because you're on that other side and you know how good it feels and you want to share that with everybody, but they're not receptive to it, just let it go. Give them the love, give them that energy, and that's all you can do because you cannot take everybody with you. You just can't. It's their life, their lesson to learn. And it might not be in this lifetime, you guys. It might not. Your mom and your dad just might not understand things the same way as you or whoever else in your family. So
I love that.
They have to unlock the hooks that they've put into their relationship and into themselves or into their environment. It's their hook to unlock, not mine.
How do I say that?
Computer G de Loch Leajai. So this is a card that ended up being pulled. I have to pee really fast, so I'm going to get you to read this because it's so powerful.
We got to wrap it up here.
And we're wrapping it up.
Really good for timing.
This
amazing.
Is pretty much wraps up exactly what we talked about.
Okay. So the card that we got was the Lookout. It came in reversed. And this was what we pulled out before we started the episodes. This is very powerful. In the reverse position, the Lookout may seem to have fallen and lost his position. But he is now free from the heat of the battle. You may find yourself in the throes of a sudden, difficult loss, perhaps a job, a relationship, or a major creative opportunity. As painful and challenging as it may seem, it is truly a gift in disguise. This loss actually takes you out of conflict and sets you free to reach for even a higher opportunity. You don't have to be on the defensive any longer. You are way larger than life. A special note.
Oh yeah, read the special note. It's really good.
Whether you receive this card upright or reverse, there is a card nearby that can help you.
No, sorry, this one, not that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Akashic force?
Akashic,
sorry.
Close your eyes. Do it now.
Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Become the lookout and scan the things happening in your life. Notice anything you'd like to correct and take that moment to consider how to do so. After a few moments, let that go. Now turn your binoculars into your future. What do you see on the horizon?
And the perfect ending to that is if it's a relationship that you lose, if it's a career opportunity that you've lost, if it is a devastation, please know it is altering your path to something greater and larger than life. Know that in that moment, this is the greatest tool and what I use in my everyday life. I go, okay, that wasn't meant for me. There's something else. That is okay. It's that redirection. And Tiffany was talking about that redirection. We talk about redirections all the time. And they're okay. They're meant for us. So whatever it is, yes, it sucks in the moment, but look on the horizon and know what you're calling in. Something far better than you could have ever even imagined. Like, what if that relationship that you were so hung up on, or that new boyfriend, and you're like, oh my God, he was my everything, and it's lost, and then this like next level superior man soulmate just comes in on his fucking horse galloping. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Tiffany, you have to go to her YouTube channel to see what she did because it's pretty awesome. Anyways, side note, just trust the process and just know it comes in a way that you have no idea. Like that desire that you wanted is coming in some way. Like Tiffany rolling in my backyard being like, we're gonna start a podcast. I'm like, Hail Mary. Thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Love it. Can you hold this?
I was divinely guided.
You are divinely guided at all times. We all are. So we're going to pull a card, and it's funny because we're keeping this 30-minute episode yet again. Whoops. 39.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry,
Let's
not sorry.
Your little side little.
My hair today is just on another level. Wild and freaking fiery. Okay, guys. Oh.
It's out of hand.
Yeah.
You're out of hand.
I am out of hand.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. What do we have for the collective? Let's see it now. Oh.
3, 2, 1.
It didn't want to go. It's very specific. Oh, and it always likes to do dropping on the floor.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Warrior woman.
Duh.
Have you answered your deepest calling? Have you? What is your deepest calling, ladies and gentlemen? Mumbo number 5. What is your deepest calling?
Go within.
Source connection, yourself, superior, woman, man, activate now. Answer your deepest calling. What is your purpose? What drives you? Do it.
You know what you could do to get to know, figure it out? Listen to Kristen's meditations. Yay! Go to her YouTube channel. She's fucking killing it.
Aw, thanks, TT.
Yeah, girl. Loving it. So powerful. You got such a sweet, sensitive voice.
I just tap into the inner divine love. Love energy. Love is where it's at, guys. Spread love.
All right. Peace out.
We love you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.